Today I have good activities. Activity 2-10, joining a computer to a domain, from MCSA guide to identity with Windows Server 2016. So, the activity, I'm going to join a computer to a domain using GUI and PowerShell. So the required tools for this activity, two servers, server DC1 and server SA1, as you can see here. So for this activity, I will join server SA1 computer, as I said, to a domain using the GUI. Then I will remove the computer from the domain and join it again using PowerShell. So finally, I will move the computer from the domain again. So the first step, I have to make sure that the server DC is running. And now sign into server DS1. So I already showed at the beginning, this is the server DS1, DC1, sorry, is running, and that's the server SA1. So, in server SA1, I have to make sure that the DNS configuration must point to server DC1. That means I have to verify the server SA1 DNS is 192.168 dot 0.1. So I'm going to click the start button, PowerShell. Then I need to type the command ipconfig /all, enter. Then in this case, I will see the DNS server is 192.168.0.1. Okay, so I'm going to close my PowerShell. Then um, I'm going to right click on server button, then click on system. I can see the system right here. So before, just to make sure that the my computer is not joined to the domain, when I see the work group is just a work group, there's no domain. And the way to do that things, I'm going to click change settings, then I would click change, then the domain, then I would type my domain, which is for this activity MCSA 20116.local. Okay, so now click OK. Now the computer is going to show up this message, which is I need to enter the name and password for the account with permission to join this domain. I already created a user and domain controller, then I gave him the permission to create and delete and all the other permissions. So the account that I created, the name is the Joe Tech, Joe Tech 1, then the password 01. Now click OK. Now the computer name join is going to let me know that's welcome to that domain. Click OK. OK. So I need to close the programs. Then the Microsoft Windows asking me I have to restart the computer. Now I need to restart this computer. So as soon as this one, yes, restart anyway. So I'm going back to server DC1. As soon as the server SA1 is starting, I need to click Tools and Active Directory Users and Computers. If I'm going to click on Computers, then I will see that the server SA1 they already added to this group. Alright, so now the next step I'm going to I forget to add a hint that sometimes when you added a computer to the domain, sometimes you're not going to see it in this folder in this directory. So what you need to do just to click the fresh button here, then it's going to see the new computer that you already added to the domain. Okay. By the way, so now the next step. So I'm going back to the server SA1. Then I would um, click other users and then sign into the domain mcsa2016. Okay, slash administrator. Okay, administrator. All right. So now type the password, which is now click enter. Alrighty. So on server SA1 server manager, I need to click the local computer. So to see, and so right click on server system. Then now I can check my domain. They already added to mcsa2016.local. And if you can remember at the beginning of my videos that I showed to you that the domain was just work group. So now that's the proof that I joined to the domain and I'm a member of the domain MCSA 2016. So now I need to open the PowerShell, which is I'm going to click on Start button, then click on Windows PowerShell. If I'm going to type the system info, click enter, then all this information is going to here is going to show me the domain that I have here, the login server, and all the information that I need here. Okay, so now I'm going to jump to the next step, which is I'm going to remove this computer from the domain now using the PowerShell. So I will type the command remove computer, then I would press enter. Now it's going to ask me just to confirm, after you leave the domain you will need to know the password. So now I do want to continue. I would press Y, then click hit enter. Now it's going to show me the message that's warning that the change will take effect after the restart the computer. So now I have to type the restart. As soon as I type just rest, then I hit tab button, so I will continue the command for me. So start computer, then click enter. Alright, so now while the server SA restarting, I will go to the server DC1 and I will see what's so I need just to refresh. Then I would see the server as I want. They it is changed to the arrow here, so that means it's disabled. So I'm going to highlight it, right click on this one, then delete. Okay, so the Active Directory domain services is going to show this message. Are you sure you want to delete this one, the computer? I said yes, and then boom, just delete it. All right, so I will go back to server SA1, then I would join to this one. Then I can click on start button, Powershell. Then I would say uh, type system info. So now I have my system information. That's the domain, which is just known as just work group. So that's proof that I'm not a member of the domain anymore. Okay, so I'm going to follow the next step for joining to the domain and using the PowerShell. So by typing the command. So before I add the computer, I need to go back to the server DC1 and then click on computer, uh, right click, then new. So I will add the computer. I would type server name, which is server SA1. Now I can see they already added. Then I click OK. No, they added for me here. Now I would do the so I will go to the server SA1. Then now I would type the command add C. Then I hit tab keys, which is add computer space to the domain, which is MCSA 2016, then dot local. All right, then I can space, I can type restart. Okay, then press enter. So now the Windows PowerShell asks me to put the credentials. Then for this one, now I can type the account that I created before, that I used before, and previously. So should be JTech1. Then my password will be password 01. Now click OK. Whoops, computer server 1 failed to join the domain. So from the current work group with the following error message. Okay, so the access is denied. Okay, so I forgot to do something. So the reason why I get failed to join to the domain because the access was denied. So that's because when you create the computer account, you specified that only domain admins had the right to join the computer to the domain, and JTech is not a member of the domain admins. So I would uh, type the command. I can use the up arrow. to get the command add computer to the domain mcs a 2016.local, then restart. Then I would um, I will press enter. Okay, so um, start, then it's not responding. Okay, good. So now the PowerShell credentials request. I'm going to type administrator, and then type the password, which is password 01. Okay, then I'm going to click OK. Now I see it's restarting and stopping the service. So I'll wait till finish. So after the server SA restarted, I'm going to send Control Alt Delete. I would click on Other Users, then I will sign in as MCSA2016 slash administrator. Okay, now the password 01, then click enter. Okay, now click on start button, then PowerShell, Windows PowerShell. So I would type the command remove, then C, press the tab. Now remove computer and press enter. Now ask me again if I'm sure. I would type yes, enter. So now I would type stop C, then stop computer, and press enter to shut down the server SA1. Alright, so by here I finished my activity, and thank you so much for watching. I'm hoping you will see my next video. Thank you so much.